Good morning, students. Today's discussion is about solid state. This is one of the important state of matter. In this state, the constituent particles are closely packed in a regular fashion and cannot move from their place. They can vibrate along their axis. There is strong cohesive forces between the constituent particles and there is negligible or very less intermolecular space between them. So the solid state or simply the solids can be defined as the substance having definite shape, geometry and constituent particles are held together by a strong force of attraction is called solid. This is the simple definition of a solid. There are two types of solids, means depending on the constituent particles, means nature of particles and type of forces and their arrangement, means close packing. Solids are classified into two types. One is true solid or crystalline solid and other is pseudo solid or supercooled liquid or amorphous solid. So the solids are classified into two main categories. These are crystalline and amorphous solids. In case of crystalline solids have a regular shape. Amorphous solids do not have regular shape. Crystalline solids have a regular geometry. Amorphous solids do not have regular geometry. They have sharp melting point, means crystalline solid melts at definite temperature, but amorphous solid melts at a range of temperature. They have definite heat of fusion, means they have characteristic heat of fusion, but amorphous solid do not have definite heat of fusion. Crystalline solid have long range order. It means their arrangement of constituent particles are similar in all directions. Means just like NaCl, 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 NaCl is a definite arrangement of constituent particles. For example, in this case, if the arrangement of NaCl, Na and Cl in NaCl is observed in 3 dimensions, then we find that there is octahedral arrangement of sodium ion around the chloride ion and vice versa. It means one sodium ion is surrounded by 6 chloride ion and one chloride ion surrounded by 6 sodium ion in octahedral arrangement. This will be discussed in detail in the next video lecture. They possess anisotropic properties. So what do you mean by anisotropic properties? Anisotropic properties means the physical properties like refractive index, thermal expansion, conductivities are different in different directions due to a regular or orderly arrangement of solid. It means if the solids have physical properties, that is a refractive index, thermal expansion, conductivities meaning electrical conductivities in different directions. This property of solid is known as anisotropy, and the substances which shows anisotropy are called anisotropic crystals or anisotropic solids. So all the crystalline solids are anisotropic, means they shows different physical properties in different directions. And amorphous solids are isotropic. Crystalline solids undergoes a clean cut with the help of sharp-edged knife, but amorphous solids do not. Now, the crystalline solids can be further classified into four different categories depending on the nature of cohesive force and their structural units. Means on the basis of structural units of crystalline solid and the forces acting between them, they are further classified as ionic solids, molecular solids, covalent or network solids, and metallic solids. In case of ionic solids, the constituent particles are ions, and the forces acting between the ions are a strong electrostatic force of attraction or ionic bond forces. Due to strong attractive forces, they have high melting and boiling point. They are hard, brittle, non-malleable. And in case of molecular solids are those crystalline solids in which constituent particles are held together by van der Waals forces or hydrogen bonding forces or dipole-dipole interaction forces. On the basis of these type of forces, molecular solids are further classified into non-polar, polar and hydrogen bonded solids. Means molecular solids are classified as non-polar solids, polar solids and hydrogen bonded solids. In case of non-polar molecular solids, the constituent particles are molecules or atoms, like crystals of noble gases. In case of crystals of noble gases, constituent particles are atoms. And in case of solid methane, solid carbon dioxide, means dry ice, iodine, these molecular solids are consist of atoms or molecules, and these atoms or molecules are held together by weak van der Waals forces. Due to weak van der Waals forces, or you can say dispersion forces or London forces, they are soft, they have very low melting and boiling point. And in case of polar molecular solids like water, ammonia, hydrogen chloride, in these molecular solids, the forces of attraction are dipole-dipole interaction. Due to dipole-dipole interaction, they have somewhat higher melting and boiling point than non-polar solids. And in case of hydrogen bonded molecular solids, since the hydrogen bonds are stronger than weak van der Waals forces, that's why hydrogen bonded molecular solids have further higher melting and boiling point than molecular non-polar and polar molecular solids. For example, water. Water is ice is a hydrogen bonded solid. Alcohols, acids. So number of covalent means polar covalent compounds are classified as hydrogen bonded solids. Hydrogen bonded solids have higher melting and boiling point than polar and non-polar molecular solids. In case of covalent or network solids, the structural units means constituent particles are atoms. The constituent particles are atoms or molecules. In case of covalent or network solids, the constituent particles are atoms. Like in case of diamond and graphite and fullerene, in these solids, constituent particles are atoms, and the type of forces acting between the constituent particles are strong covalent bond forces. The arrangement of particles are very close and forms network of the particles due to strong covalent bond forces. As a result, such solids are non-malleable and non-ductile. It is bad conductor of electricity except graphite. Graphite is the exception which act as good conductor of electricity due to special structure, and graphite shows anisotropy with respect to electrical conduction. Molecular reactions are slow. They represent isomerism and they have high melting and boiling point. So the special feature of covalent or network solid is that in these solids constituent particles are atoms, and the type of forces is strong covalent bond forces. Due to strong covalent bond forces and network arrangement of constituent particles, they have high melting and boiling point. Their molecular reactions are very slow. They are not good conductor of heat and electricity, but one exception is there. Graphite is good conductor of electricity. The best example of covalent solid or network solid is diamond, graphite and silicon carbide. The next and last type of crystalline solid is metallic solid. In these metallic solids, the constituent particles are kernel. And what do you mean by kernel? Kernel means nucleus and all the electrons except valence electron. Like in case of iron, silver, copper, Fe double plus or Fe triple plus is known as kernel. Cu double plus act as a kernel. Ag single plus is a kernel. Zn double plus is a kernel. Means nucleus and all the electrons except valence electron is known as kernel. According to electron pool theory or electron C model, these kernels are immersed in a sea of mobile electron. It means their constituent particles are kernels and mobile electrons, and the force of attraction between the kernels and electron is electrical forces. So in the metallic solids, what are the constituent particles? These are kernels and mobile electron. And which type of attractive force between the kernel and electrons, mobile electron? These are electrical forces. So these are all about the different types of solids and their important characteristics. Now about the space lattice and unit cell of solid. So what do you mean by space lattice and unit cell? Space lattice means space lattice. Space lattice or crystal lattice. Space lattice or crystal lattice. The three-dimensional arrangement of identical points in space. The three-dimensional arrangement of identical point identical points. The three-dimensional arrangement of identical point in space is called space lattice or crystal lattice. And the identical point means the identical points may be atoms, ions, or molecules. It means three-dimensional arrangement of atoms, ions, or molecules in space is known as space lattice or crystal lattice. Once again, the three-dimensional arrangement of identical point in space is called space lattice or crystal lattice, and the identical points may be atoms, ions, or molecules. Now the next term is unit cell. Unit cell. What is unit cell? The smallest repeating unit. Unit cell means the smallest repeating unit where Stalking, or you can say the smallest repeating unit, where the means the unit cell. Unit cell is the smallest unit, the smallest repeating unit, the smallest repeating unit whose stalking the smallest repeating unit whose stalking generates whole crystal. Whose stalking generates the whole crystal is called unit cell. Means the smallest repeating unit whose stalking generate whole crystal is called unit cell, and a unit cell is characterized by a unit cell is characterized by six parameters. And what are the six parameters? 3, 8, 3 and 3 angles. These are the parameters of unit cells. Aids and angles. So I repeat, space, lattice and unit cell. In very simple, space lattice means orderly arrangement of unit cells. Means 3D arrangement of unit cell is called space lattice or crystal lattice, and 3D arrangement of lattice point is known as unit cell. The smallest 3D arrangement of lattice points is called unit cell, and 3D arrangement of unit cell is called space lattice. That is why the three-dimensional arrangement of identical points, means atoms and molecules, in space is called space lattice or crystal lattice. The identical points may be atom atoms or molecules, and the unit cell, the smallest repeating unit whose stalking generates the whole crystal is called unit cell, and unit cell is characterized by 3 edges and 3 angles. Now, space lattice and unit cell can also be expressed with the help of figure. These are three axes, x, y, and z. These are angles. A, B, and C are the three axes. Alpha, beta, and gamma are the three angles. These are the parameters of unit cell. And this is the smallest 3D arrangement of lattice point. In this structure, these bold dots represents lattice points or lattice site. This is lattice point or lattice site. Lattice point or lattice site means where the constituent particles are situated. Means the position of atoms, ions, or molecules in crystal lattice is called lattice site or lattice point. These are the faces. These are the faces of face of unit cell. Means plane surfaces in unit cell is called face. These are the edge. Means where two faces intersect, called edge. These are edge, these are face, these are lattice points, and alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha, beta, gamma are also known as interfacial angles. Alpha, beta, and gamma are also called interfacial angle. Angles. A, B, C are called intersect on axis. A, B, and C are the intersect on X, Y, and Z axis. Means these are the parameters of unit cell. When this unit cell repeat again and again in 3 dimensions, it gives rise crystal lattice. So the space lattice and unit cell are the two important terms used in the solid state. This is all about the basics of solids, and in the next video you will study details of the space lattice and unit cell. That's all. Thank you.